if you're broadcasting on WeChat or WhatsApp or some of these other, even directly on more of the LuxLock platform and that, you can always then, when somebody's interested, sort of then split them off, right? That we're broadcasting to me, but somebody says, hey, I want to actually shop for what you're showing right now. Okay, well, we're going to split off and go do that sell. Because again, if it's worth having that direct interaction in a store with a salesperson, it's worth doing it online. And that's something that I think manufacturers don't understand or retailers don't understand, is they think that that's got to be a low-cost channel in that. Well, no, particularly at the luxury end, you've got the margin to be able to do this. So I think it's the third time I'm going to say this, but if it's worth doing a one-to-one interaction in a live store, it's worth doing a one-to-one interaction online.
Absolutely. It's still going to be a lower cost, but it'll still maintain a price premium.
Yeah, it'd be even lower cost, yes.
So here's another interesting scenario for you. Online grocers, so the ability to buy groceries online. And this idea popped up the other day because there are a lot of grocery stores that are premium. So, if you look at Whole Foods in the US or, there are versions here as well. Now that everybody's buying their groceries online, the premium stores are hurting. Because if I'm buying it all online, there are other options that are cheaper. and so we came up right away and we said, why don't we implement VIP managers, like a concierge, a shopping concierge, that can plan for you and say, hey, listen, and this goes back again to value added, and it's not value added versus time well spent. It could be saving time, but value added as well. If I have a shopping concierge and I maintain a particular price premium as a result of that, maybe it's a membership.
I was going to say, not just the price for you, go for membership. And you could always say your first year is free, right? To roll them into it. Right? And you still have the price premium. We say the first year is free, but we're going to give you this personal shopping. Then you find it worth it, you'll then pay.
And so then you have a concierge that can help you to actually, and if you can bring in the data of it because it's all online, then you can map purchasing patterns and say, hey, listen, these are the items that you buy. Let us plan your basket for you so you don't have to do these things. Here's your typical purchases. Let's do these. And that would add much more value than the typical repeat this purchase kind of thing, which is a little bit stupid.
Right. I'll give you another platform that can help with this. This is there's a company in Sweden called Intactus that has created a live shop. And what a live shop is that sort of hybrid model that we're talking about, that personal interaction. It is where worker has a screen, but the screen is much bigger than what the customer sees on the other end, right? They may see this window with our image in that, but then what she has on the outside is she has all of the different products that she can bring in to be able to create that basket that you're talking about. She can curate all these sorts of things, pick different ones over here. So the customer, it's sort of backstage work. They're not seeing the backstage work, but then she sees something, she brings it over and she starts, putting it around on the screen, say, these are the things I'm thinking, what does that mean for you? Oh, don't like that one, let me bring this one over. And it really sets it up to make it easy for the worker to give that great experience online of the one-on-one consultation.
This, I'm going to give another example. We've talked about this before, and I use it maybe to kind of challenge Amazon a bit. Amazon, they say that they're customer obsessed, but in most cases they appear to be a very product-driven organization. And so that kind of creates a problem. And I think missing the thinking of being customer centric and missing the thinking of I can create value for people around the goods or services that I sell, they miss like these global things. Like for example, we had a conversation with an online retailer over here, kind of the Amazon equivalent of Russia. And they said, oh, we're a completely customer centric organization. And I said, well, tell me. I said, can you identify a pregnant woman? And they said, let us think about that. We'll come back. So they left, came back, and they said, you know what, this is great. We can. And now we're adapting all of the algorithms so that we'll recommend the products that other pregnant women have purchased. And I said, you guys completely missed the point. Because if you can identify this person as pregnant, you can give them planning tools, checklists, a purchase calendar, budgeting tools. Maybe they can't make all the purchases in 1 month. They've likely got 8 or 9 months to get this all done. So, in that sense, they could map all of their purchases for them over time and even forecast what this person is going to be buying on their platform. the other thing they could do is add maybe social context to it so that they can find other people who are in the same, at the same stage, maybe add expert advice so that they could get some help making difficult purchases or purchases that are more than one product category. And they could even extend it past just the period of pregnancy and birth, but into taking it further. First year, first month at home, first year at home, terrible twos.
Lifelong relationship.
Exactly. And they're missing that. So not only are they not customer centric, but they don't understand the concept of the relationship over time.
Right.
And that is a whole territory, even if it's not a hybrid experience with human contact and kind of concierge or guidance in each purchase, they could be providing those things to help people through life events and further. So they're missing that. That's the value add.
You've long talked about relationship centric as well.
Yeah.
That even sort of beyond customer centric. So I think it's worth describing that a bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's taking, so if you think a product-centric organization is thinking about how to produce more and distribute its products, to get it out to the widest market. A customer-centric organization, the thinking changes and they start saying, what is my customer trying to achieve and how can I help him or her to achieve that? But it's usually around a specific event. The relationship-centric organization understands that some events happen more often than once, and they're able to combine or connect the things. So you bought a car. You're likely to buy another car in 3 years or 5 years. You're having a baby. You might have another baby, right?
In 3 or 5 years.
Could be. You're going on vacation, a very cyclical thing. So the more I can take you into managing the cyclical nature of life events and purchases, the more value I can add. So that's even another layer of value. For example, a lot of people purchase vacation packages and put them on their credit card. They pay 20-30% more for that yearly thing, and they just roll into that. If you think about a person overpaying by $500 a year for 50 years, that's a significant amount of money that goes to financing vacations. Whereas if for 1 year they saved, they just made the same monthly payment but into a savings account, then all of those purchases could be managed in a very different way. Of course, banks don't want them to know that.